All praises to Yahawah, Ba'asham Yahawah Ba'asham Rakak. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Excuse me. And this is going to be another video from a group of videos that I'm hoping to try and make about the new covenant, right? And about how there's many parts to the new covenant, or there's many things that come along with the new covenant. And this is the second video that I'm making out of these. And the first one that I was going into how we're going to be able to, one of the parts of the new covenant is that we're going to be able to keep all the laws of God perfectly, right? But then another part on what that means is I'm trying to say what comes with the ability to keep all of God's laws, because ultimately the new covenant is being able to keep all of God's laws perfectly, right? That's like the foundational thing on what that means. But what does that come with? That's what I'm trying to say. So this is Hebrews chapter 8 and verse 10. For this is the covenant that I'll make with the house of Israel after those days. Now, it's clear and simple and plain that it never mentions the new covenant being mentioned as being something for any other nation other than the house of Israel and the house of Judah. And then it goes on to say for the house of Israel, because it's the whole nation joined back together again through the blood of Yahawah. For this is the covenant, verse 10, for this is the covenant that I'll make with the house of Israel. After those days, saith Yahawah, I'll put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, and I'll be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people, and they shall not teach every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord, for they shall all know me, from the least to the greatest. Now, you have to understand that when you keep all the... Let me read it. Let's read it. When you go back to the old covenant, right, and you go into the curses and the blessings, right, here's the two main things that it says. So let's read verse 15 in Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe to do all his commandments which commanded this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So keeping the laws, not keeping the laws meant that you would get cursed, right? But keeping them meant this. Verse 28, Deuteronomy 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments which I commanded this day, that Yahweh thy power will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. Right? So this is that's the first blessing, to be the top nation. So part of the new covenant that the Israelites have been promised, one of the parts of it is being the top nation of the earth, right? Being the top nation above all other people on the earth, not equal. Not there's neither Jew nor Greek, like Christianity wants to try and come with. The neither Jew nor Greek thing is talking about Israelites that were separating themselves based on them calling themselves Jews or Greeks. It wasn't talking about an actual Greek person, because a Greek person is not a real nationality in the Bible. The real nationalities in the Bible are mentioned in the book of Genesis, and you won't find the word Greek ever written there, right? You won't ever find that. You'll find Israel, you'll find Edom, you'll find Moab, you'll find Ishmael. You won't find Greek, right? That's not a real nationality. You won't find English. You won't find American, right? Greek's not a real nationality. That's weird, different subtitles, things, categories that people try to make that do not really exist. Because if let's say the kingdom of heaven didn't come now for 100 more years, right, and somebody made up another nationality, or a new country was made, right, what would you say then? All you people that are alive now, what would you people say then? Would you accept that nationality? If all the people in America started separating themselves and calling themselves different nationalities now, are they no longer still, according to what you people would believe anyway, are they no longer really just inhabitants of America because they call themselves a new title now, right? And to put it into perspective, right, America has the two parties, right, or the two main ones, Republican and conservative, right? So let's just say if instead of in the scriptures it said there's neither Jew nor Greek, it said there's neither Republican or conservative anymore. You see what I mean? That would be the way how it was. There's neither Jew nor Greek. The Israelites had separated themselves based on different classifications, whether they was physically circumcised or not, right? And whether they grew up keeping the laws. These were the ways that they were separating themselves. But back to this. Let's go into, and here's one of the blessings that I like to hear about. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 7. Yahawah shall cause thine enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. They shall come out against thee one way and flee before thee 7 ways. So you have to understand this, man. In the kingdom of heaven, there's not going to be swords and weapons no more. Well, there's not going to be weapons of warfare no more, right? Because those are things that are going to get destroyed. There's not going to be tanks and aircraft carriers and fighter jets no more. Them things are going to get destroyed, right? And turned, and the materials are going to be used into other things. But they might still be there's still be things that could technically be considered weapons. Sticks, a sword to cut down leaves, you know what I mean? An axe to cut down trees. There's going to still be weapons, and us, the Israelites, we're going to be ruling over this earth. And there might come a time where some of these heathen might see that, or they might think in their mind that the Israelites ruling over them are fewer in number, because it might only take like 5 Israelites to control and contain tens and hundreds of thousands of heathens, different whatever nationalities, and they might start conspiring between themselves. They're like, what? So you're trying to tell me that these 5 Israelites have got us in this situation right there, and we're following what their God's laws are? Why are we doing this? And then someone might be like, some heathen among them might be like, but they're the chosen. They're like, mate, I don't accept that. I don't accept that they're the chosen. And they might want to actually test the waters. They might want to be like, I'm gonna have to get some proof that these people are really chosen, because we might have not had to go upside no one's head for a while, and things might be peaceful. So then they might want to try and test the waters and be like, you know what? Let's go and see if these men really are the chosen. I'm down to test. I'm down to do a case study, right? And they might see how many they have got in number. And it might be like 100,000. There might be 100,000 heathens and 5 Israelites, man, or whatever number it is. But let's say 5, and then they might be like, hang on. So you're tell me that these 5 have got us on lock like this? Nah, they can't contain us. That's 1 to 20,000. So if 20,000 of us just run at one of these, they have to all defeat now 20,000. Every single one of them, and there's only 5 of them. Yeah, they look bigger they're bigger than us, and that they're bigger than us. They've got this crazy stature, but like that's 20,000. So that's what, 40,000 arms against 2 arms. So we've got this in the bag. That's 40,000 legs against 2 legs. That's 40,000 eyes against 2 eyes each. You know what I mean? That's 20,000 noses against their 1 nose. And okay, they kind of do look a bit intimidating, but there's 20,000 of us, and we're trying to get our freedom. I'm tired of keeping these laws. I want to eat some pork. That's what these heathen might think in their mind, man. I'll be like, nah, we're going to rise up against these people, and they're going to try it. They're going to try it, and it's going to straight flop, right? It's not going to work. Yahawah shall cause thy enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. They shall come out against thee 1 way and flee before thee 7 ways. They're going to try it and get worked in, man. It's not going to go good. The heathen are going to rebel against us in the kingdom, because they're not going to be a part of the new covenant. So they're going to sin, and they're going to go off, and they're going to always be angry with who's stopping them from sinning and going off. And who's that going to be? Us. That's going to be us, the Israelites, man. They're going to be vexed. They're going to be like, yo, all I wanted was some pork, man. They're going to still try and make idols every now and again. They're not going to keep the laws of Yahawah perfectly. They're not going to, ever. But there'll be certain things that they'll get a benefit from, that be like, oh, yeah, I like this part. There's going to be certain things that all the men of all these other nations, for damn sure, are going to all be down with. The multiple wives thing. They're going to have the multiple wives law the same way how we as Jake are going to have the multiple wives law. We're going to have our multiple wives, but our multiple wives ain't never going to commit adultery on us. But these heathen are going to have their multiple wives. But in the way that they're going to have their multiple wives, according to the law, it's still not going to work properly for them, because some of them might try and get their multiple wives from a next man's wife. Some of their multiple wives are going to commit adultery on them, and then the law is going to get done. But they're going to all agree with that. The men of the other nations are going to agree with that. The women of their nations are not going to, I'm sure. I'm almost certain that the women of the other nations are not going to be down to rock with that, unless, of course, it's a heathen that's got a bit more wealth than another one. You know what I mean? And you heathens are going to be catching it like how we've been catching it now, man. Y'all are going to be like really getting to see what that Israelite experience was, man. You know how you like to all laugh at the Israelites about how we were sinning? You're going to get your chance to see if you could do any better. And we're going to find out, no, you couldn't. Verse 10, Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 10. And all people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of Yahawah, and they shall be afraid of thee. These nations are going to be shook, but that still don't mean that they're not going to try and rise up against it, because I've read it in verse 7. Like, this is what these Christians don't understand, man. The kind of God that Yahawah is. He's a God of war. One of the blessings that he said the Israelites are going to receive is that the enemies that rise up against us are going to come up against us one way and flee 7 ways with lumps on. This is me adding something extra to more detail. When they flee out 7 ways, you know they're gonna have black eyes, man, broken arms, and we ain't gonna need it's gonna be straight melee, man. There's brothers out there right now that that they're into combat sports, right? They might have the boxing, karate, Muay Thai, jiu-jitsu, Krav Maga, whatever different one it is, man. All right. Well, that's a thing that somebody that takes part in martial arts knows about, man. Them one-man army movie scenes, man, where you can just fly through a whole bag of people, man, just running through them, man. That's funny to me to hear that, man. Because that's the kind of thing that King David was doing in the scriptures. Now, Christians hearing that, they're wimps, man. Christians are wimps. The Christian man is a wimp, man. Like, he's a wimp, mate. He don't think about nothing manly ever in his life. But then at the same time, these Christian pastors will be down for some adultery, though. But they don't want nobody else to man up. They'll be the one trying to man up and trying to do the manly things where they understand the thing we do with women and all of that. But they'll be doing it in a wickedness, though. And they'll try and drain out all the other masculinity from everyone else in their congregation. And they want really a congregation of just women, because then that's more women for them. That's how these demons think it, man. It's going to go bad for you people, man. We're going to get blessed, and our blessings is like a curse to you. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 2, and all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of Yahawah thy power. Blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field. So they ain't going to be, they're only blessed when they're in the headquarters of Jerusalem. But when they go to another planet, if they go to planet Yasharala Quadash, then they're through there because the animals attack them. No, that's not going to be what's going to be happening. We're going to be blessed if we go to England once it gets its name changed and whatever it's going to be called there, once we're under the new covenant. And we're going to be blessed in the country that was called Spain too. We're going to be blessed in the Amazonian jungle, right? And we're going to be blessed if we decide that we want to go swimming underwater with our extremely advanced lung capacity that allows us to breathe once above water and keep swimming underneath water for a whole day if we want to, man. Whatever the hell we're going to have going on. We're going to be blessed under the water. We're going to be blessed above the water. We're going to be blessed in the jungle, surrounded by animals. And we're going to be blessed flying in the sky. There ain't going to be nowhere in the earth that we ain't blessed. Every single part that we move in our life is going to be blessed and not cursed. Whereas right now it's the opposite. Verse 4, blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, and the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. So even the animals that are associated with us, our animals, are going to be blessed, right? So if we get a farm, that land instantly becomes blessed because it's ours. You understand? It might have been cursed. There might literally be a land that's cursed, right? And then right now for Esau, right now, there might be certain places in this earth right now that's cursed for Esau. That Esau's like, I just can't get to this place. This place's location is like every single time we try and cut through this place, more thorns and bristles build up again, and it's like it's mad. Like, and I can tell that there's something great through there, but I just can't get through no matter for the life of me. I just can't. But when we get in the kingdom and we're in charge, that place finna open up, open sesame, and we're gonna slide through that, man. And we're gonna find out exactly what was there. And we might find out that Esau wanted it. And we're like, you know what was in there? And we might show him, and it's some like crazy crystals, some next level gold, some gold that's more gold than the gold that he's ever seen, some next gemstones and crystals and things. And we might show him it and be like, yeah, you see this? You're never allowed none of this ever in your life. We're blessed and you ain't, man. Just like how right now, when you was living it up, we weren't living it up, man. We was catching hell. When we was having to eat Aldi brand lettuce, yeah. You had a farm, mate. You know what I mean? When we was having to eat straight trash burgers and that we bought from Tesco, yeah. You had the whole lamb that you had grew up from its youth. You know what I mean? But we wasn't getting none of that lamb. We wasn't allowed none of that. So now it's our turn to be blessed and your turn to not be. Verse 4. Blessed shall be the basket of thy store. Blessed shall be thy basket and thy store. So blessed is going to be our immediate money that we want to have and where we store our wealth to. It ain't going to be if I've got all the money that I've got in my wallet on me, but the money that I had in my treasury store, my treasury chest, you know what I mean, my vault, all of that's gone. The heathen came and robbed it when I was sleeping. No, that's gonna be blessed too. We might have some fire-breathing lions. You know what I mean? Some fire-breathing lions, man, with gold chains around their neck that protect it. You ain't gonna try and get in there. Some 20-foot lion, man, that breathes fire. You're gonna have some insane things that you people are not gonna want to try and test. But because of one of the blessings is that our enemies are gonna come up against us, you are gonna try and test. Just like how you heathens are getting ready to try and fight, which, mate, I don't understand what he's thinking with this. That he's getting ready to think about trying to fight Yahawah. Do you know what he's gonna do to you? Are you aware? Like he's about to. It's like, man, it's ridiculous. He's about to introduce you people to a next level of ass whooping that we didn't even know exists. The intergalactic destruction that you people are about to face is out of this world, mate. There's literally, and that's even more proof that Esau's a demon, man. That someone's coming from another realm to kick his ass. You know what I mean? He's such an evil demon that Yahawah is coming from another realm to give him this ass whooping, man. And Yahawah is called dibs on it, man. Yahawah is the one that wants to take you down so that we can get the kingdom. Yahawah gave him that honor. Verse 6, blessed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shalt thou be when thou goest out. But we ain't going to go out because we're going to be immortal. So it's really ultimately going to be blessed when we come in. Blessed are we going to be when we come into this world, when we're goo goo gaga, you know what I mean? Abba, Ama. We're going to be blessed, blessed, blessed all the time. And ain't going to be nothing that no heathen that works in our kitchens is going to be like, see, we've finally got them now. I worked my way up into the kitchens and now I've got this pork and I'm going to slip it into their porridge or whatever meal. I'm going to slip this pork into their lamb and I'm going to tell them it's lamb and they're going to eat it, and then we're going to be able to overcome them, and they're going to be like how there was way back in that time before that we heard about from that Babylon, the great place that they're always blabbing their mouths off about, them receiving salvation from these North Country place that they're always blabbing their mouths off about. We're going to send them back to how it was in them times, man, where we had power over them. No, you're not going to be able to do that, because we'll take one look at your slippery selves and be like, yeah, you think so. You think you could try and contaminate my food with pork? Nah. I knew you was going to do that from the moment you walked into my palace. And there's going to be a judgment that goes out. You ain't going to be able to trick us or deceive us in any way. We're going to only keep good Yahawah's laws perfectly all the time. There ain't going to be no avenue. There ain't going to be no Gog and Magog or Magog and Gog. There ain't going to be no nothing. Ain't no one finna rise up and take us down. We're going to be blessed. Us keeping the laws perfectly means you can't do nothing against us. It won't work. When a man's ways please the Lord, when an Israelite man's ways please the Lord, he causes even his enemies to be at peace with him. You heathens are going to have all kind of mixed emotions to us, man, because you're going to be wanting to sin, but knowing that we're going to take you down from sinning. But then at the same time, you're going to understand that we're supposed to rule, but you're going to know that your flesh is wicked. That's making you want to make that idol. It's making you want to eat that lizard. It's making you want to commit that adultery. It's making you want to steal. It's making you want to commit a unaliving. You know what I mean? But you're going to know that when you do it, that the universal Israelite monitoring group is going to be watching y'all, man. I'm like, yeah, no sinning around here. No sinning. You're not sinning it off around here today, mate. Judgment time. That's what it means to be blessed, man. For us to be able to watch over, like the same way how Jake might be an Amazon delivery driver, just doing his job, and then some Karen rolls up on him. What are you doing in the neighborhood? As if she don't see the Amazon van. That's what's going to be happening to you here. Yo, what are you doing around here? What are you doing in this part of town? What are you doing? And you're going to have no choice but to answer. You're going to have no choice. And you heathens are not going to be able to handle the worst of Israel. The worst of Israel is going to be so... Mate, some of you people might be mistakenly... I thought that you met one of the ancient prophets of old that I mentioned in the scriptures. And it will be just that might be like his grandson 1,000 times over. No, not that. Nah, that's not me. I kind of look like him a bit, but that's my granddad. That's my dad. That's my dad's dad 1,000 times over. But yeah, now I'm just like, I'm not even one of the Israelites that got beamed up. Back in that time, I was one of the 2/3. But yeah, I'm great though. I'm way better than you though. So you can't tell me anything about my going off that I did back in that time, because I'm better than you. I'm under the covenant. You're not. All Israel was saved. And all that Jew and Greek thing that them Christians was talking about that time, that weren't real. Because their forefathers are gone now. They were gone 1,000 years ago. You know what I mean? You Edom, man. You people don't understand, man. The Israelites are going to be blessed, and these are parts of the covenant. These blessings that I'm reading right now, these are things specifically for the Israelites. This wasn't something that everyone was supposed to ever go through. Verse 7 proves it. If everyone's supposed to be under the new covenant, then there wouldn't be no enemies. There wouldn't be any. Verse 8, Yahawah shall command the blessing upon thee in thy storehouses, and in all that thou settest thine hand unto do. So if we decide, you know what, I want to become an artist, we're going to be good at it. Anything we decide to do, we're going to be good at it. Or I want to go fishing, we're going to be good at it. Or I want to start making wine, we're going to be good at it. Or I want to invent a chariot that works this way, but then I also am going to make another chariot that works this way. It's going to work. Anything that we try, it's going to work, man. And in all that thou settest thine hand unto do, and in all, let me read verse 8 again. Yahawah shall command the blessing upon thee in thy storehouses, and in all that thou settest thine hand unto, and he shall bless thee in the land which Yahawah thy power giveth thee. And this is why you Christians out there, you creeps, all you weirdos, all you scoffers, this is what you're trying to make us not believe. This is what you're fighting against. You're trying to fight against our imaginations. Because the reality of it is actually going to be way higher. Israelites are going to be given their own places to rule, man. Whereas right now, what's considered a good life right now? A house, not even a detached one, a fully detached house with a neighbor on the left and a neighbor on the right, and you're paying monthly to own that, and it's going to be yours in 30 years. But once you've paid that for 30 years, you could have bought 3 of them houses with the amount of money you put in, and that's considered a good life. And then you go on holiday once or twice a year, if you're lucky, and you've got a car on finance. You know what I mean? And you've got one wife and some nosy neighbors that are all up in your business, telling you to turn your music down. If you just one day randomly want to play music a bit louder than usual, you're getting told to turn your music. That's considered a good life in this world. No thanks. You know what I mean? No thanks, man. There's much more waiting out there for us than this. So when you Edomites finally decide to hurry up with your madness that you want to try and do, this is the thing that what we've got in our mind. And once you finally come out after the Israelites how you want to, well, what do you think is going to happen? It says that Yahawah is going to set up a standard against you. So then once you finally reveal to them, no, I am an Edomite, and you're coming after them in a way that they don't feel justified by, Yahawah is going to start raising them up to defend themselves. Because a people will always defend themselves. That's what you people say about the small hats, right? In the land of Israel, you always say, oh, they've got a right to defend themselves. Well, everyone does then, right? So when you decide to be offensive to people, they're going to be defensive against you. And that's straight in the scriptures. Verse 9, Yahawah shall establish thee and holy people unto himself. And in fact, Yahawah Shai is going to defend us. Let me say that. Yahawah Shai is going to defend, man. In the time of Jacob's trouble, it's going to be Yahawah Shai that defends us. The Holy Spirit, Yahawah Shai, right? The Holy Spirit and Yahawah Shai are going to defend us, man. It's going to cause for things to take place that we end up getting extinct, man. Verse 9, Yahawah shall establish thee an holy people unto himself, as he has sworn unto thee. Exactly. A separate people, man. This is going to happen once we're under the new covenant. If thou shalt keep the commandments of Yahawah thy power and walk in his ways, and all people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of Yahawah, and they shall be afraid of thee. They're going to be shook, man. Every time, they ain't going to be able to just hold eye contact with us. They can't even hold eye contact with us now. Some of these Edomites sometimes, right now, are scared to hold eye contact with a Jake. They look down, they do that fake smile. You know what I mean? They damn near fall into the middle of the road. You know what I mean? If you're both walking in each other's path and then you move out the way, they kind of don't know how to walk properly. They're kind of moving in your way again when you've tried to move out their way. You know what I mean? Or if it's sometimes where a situation where both people kind of don't move until the last minute, the Edomites damn near almost fall into the middle of the street sometimes, man. Fall into the bread aisle or whatever. Fall into the tins of, like, they're just weirdos, man. I see that kind of stuff happen on a regular. Esau is like a real wobbly individual, man. And right now, these Edomites, this is kind of off the topic a bit, but right now, these Edomites, they really want to be proud, right? But they ain't really got much to be proud about. And that's why Esau is having to write in laws to try and unbalance the playing field, man. To try and give them an unfair advantage. Like they haven't had enough unfair advantages anyway. And that's why they're talking about kicking out Mexicans out of America and all of this. Talking about getting rid of the Native Americans out of there. Because they're trying to make Esau feel more pride. Yeah, I'm supposed to be here and you're not. You get out. You leave. Yeah? And I'm staying. I'm the original. And Esau don't really ever need much convincing to hate Israelites. He don't need much. They don't really care if the thing that they're accusing the Israelite of is true or not. They just hate our guts. They've had that perpetual hatred. But what I'm reading about in these blessings, it's all going to be for nothing anyway. We're still going to end up blessed over you. Verse 11, and Yahawah shall make thee plenteous in good things. And Yahawah shall make thee plenteous in goods, in the fruit of thy body, and in the fruit of thy cattle, and in the fruit of thy ground, in the land which Yahawah sware unto thy fathers to give thee. Is that everyone? No, it's not. Everyone ain't got the same fathers, man. My father, even in an earthly sense, is not even the same as another Israelite brother's father in an earthly sense. Now, could some of us Israelites be related earthly and we don't even know about it? Yeah. But really, we all are connected earthly because we're all Israelites. So we all go back to that same man, Israel, but then, I go back to Israel's son, Judah, for example. I'm not saying I'm Judah. I don't believe that I am. But I'm using this as an example. One Israelite might say, I go back to Israel's son, Judah. And another Israelite was, but I go back to Israel's son, Reuben. And another one, I go back to Israel's son, Ephraim. But they all go back to Israel. You see what I mean? But not everyone goes back to Israel, though. Because Esau was Jacob's brother. And them two are not even the same nation. The similarities between Jacob and Esau end with Isaac. Verse 12, Yahawah shall open unto thee his good treasure, the heaven to give rain unto the land in his season, and to bless all the work of thine hand. Everything that Israelite tries to do in the kingdom under the new covenant is going to be blessed. There's not going to be nothing that flops. If he decides he wants to make, like there's brothers that and elders and apostles that they're into music, right? We hear one of our apostles, he's always talking about music and he knows all this history of music. You think he don't want to probably do music? You think he might not do music in the kingdom? Whatever he does in the kingdom is his own business, but I'm just making a point. You think that like every Israelite's musical? We all like music, but some like music more than others. You think that Israelite might not want to make an orchestra in that time? You know what I mean? And they might not even need to have people actually physically play the notes. They might be able to control all the music instruments with their mind, man. All right, so I'm gonna have the guitars do this bit. Then I'm gonna have the trumpets do this bit. Then these brothers are gonna love this. Or they might just have it personally, private to themselves, man, in a big open field somewhere, man. In a big open field somewhere by a lake. They might have all these instruments and control them with their mind, man, using telekinesis, and just have them instruments play a beautiful orchestra music that they've been planning for a year. And just listen to it personally themselves, man, with live instruments that they're controlling with their mind, man, playing it right nice by a river. There's going to be so many things that Israelites going to do in the kingdom that you dirty, stinking heathens don't know nothing about, man. Something you might not never know nothing about. Yeah? Y'all ain't going to have the same experience as us in life. Just like how right now in this world, we don't get the same experience as you. If a Jake that's rich goes to Salt Bay, Salt Pappy, or whatever the hell his name is, right? I think it's Salt Bay, right? If he goes to that restaurant, he ain't getting the same experience, man. Unless he's prepared to dress in all of the most nicest clothes. We don't get the same experience in this world right now. If we even go into the store right now, man, some of the stores right now, regardless of our clothing, right? That's one of the lies that you dirty, stinking heathens just tried to put on us as well. It's the way that they dress. Mate, how was people dressed during the time when them Martin Luther Kings and all that was doing their thing, man? Wasn't they still getting their ass kicked? And how was we dressed during the time of the Maccabees? How was we dressed then? Now, fair enough. The way how some Israelites dress with their pants hanging off their ass, that's horrible. It looks absolutely disgusting. I mean, you see these Israelite women with them hood rat hair nets on their head, them damn shower caps. Like, that looks filthy. You know what I mean? It looks stupid. But how was Israelites dressed during the time of the Maccabees? They would have been in fringes, and you Edomites were still slaughtering them. How was Israelites dressed? Like, me personally, right, in this world right now, I never saw my dad ever once wear jeans. right? I never saw my dad ever once wear tracksuit bottoms. You know what I mean? I never saw my dad dressed like that. He never wore clothes like that ever once. Not one time. He wore like suit type clothes. Not that that's really anything that needs to get brought, but I'm just saying, I never saw my dad one time. I can't remember whether he did or not. Is another story. But I never saw my father ever wear jeans ever once in my life. I never seen him wear that or no tracksuit bottoms or anything like that. I never seen him wear those kind of clothes, man. But if I would have asked him, is the so-called white man Satan himself? He would have said, yeah. You understand what I'm saying? He would have agreed on that, which would have meant that his experience for them would have been not good. But it wouldn't have been because of the clothes. The clothes are a symbol of a Jacob to no good. But if every single one of us wore exactly the same clothes as Esau, if we all dressed like Steve Jobs, you think that they're gonna all of a sudden now not do us over? No, they're still gonna come after us sideways, man. That's one of their easy excuses. Oh, it's because of how he's dressed. All right. But what about the ones that are not dressed like that then? What about when they were spraying down the holes in Jake when the one is in a suit and tie? During all the time at Malcolm X and the Martin Luther King and stuff with that. They was, when you see them pictures of them getting chased by dogs, they ain't dressed fogged out. They ain't. They ain't dressed like thugs. They're dressed like they're wearing their Sunday best. And they're still getting done wrong. So the clothes, it is a thing, right? It is a thing. I'm not trying to say, oh, the way how Israelite dresses isn't going to make them get treated differently. It would, right? But even when you do dress good, you're still going to get treated sideways because then Esau is going to be hating. They're going to realize that you look better than them in the clothes that he thinks is his kind of clothes. So even if he was to dress exactly like Esau in the world, he's going to become bitter and he's going to still try and get you some other way. Because really, he doesn't want you to have anything. You know what I mean? He doesn't want you to have nothing, man. He wants you to be through down here. Verse 12, Yahawah shall open unto thee his good treasure, the heaven to give the rain unto thy land in his season, and to bless all the work of thine hand, and thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow. So if a heathen comes up and like, oh, Mr. Israelite, I'm planning to make a shoe company for my people. I want to make shoes. We're like, okay, how much you asking for? Like Dragons Den and that. Israelites Den. Yasharala's Den. You know what I mean? How much money you after? I'm after, I think 200,000 shekels should tie me over. We're like, okay, you're going to have to pay me back though. 2 million shekels. You want it or not? I got things to do. You know what I mean? And if they want the deal, okay. But you're going to be paying back them 2,000. I mean, excuse me, them 2 million shekels. We're going to put whatever interest rate we want to put on there. You ain't going to be able to say, oh, nah, that's a bit steep. Because I've heard that you don't give your own people them kind of loans. Yeah, that's my people. Are you an Israelite? Are you Yasha Allah? No, you're not. So you're paying back this. Or you can get the hell out of my face. And in fact, I'm tired of you talking. Click our fingers, teleport their ass back to their land, man. Whatever dirty stinking group of people that they're from, man. And that first 1,000 years, we're going to really be looking at you, treating you heathens a bit harsher, man. For all the distress that you've gave us, man. Know what I mean? For the distress that you've gave us. Then after the 1,000, we might start being a bit nicer. Because we'll have got our lick back now. Brothers always mention it's like a pay-as-you-go. It's going to be like a pay-as-you-go scheme. It is. Verse 13. And Yahawah shall make thee the head and not the tail, and thou shalt be above only. So we're going to have the best of everything. The best apples are going to be where we are. The best grapes are going to be where we are. The best wine is going to be where we are. The best chickens are going to be where we are. The best entertainment is going to be where we are. The best health where we are. The best poetry, the most beautiful women wherever we're at. The tallest people where we are. The healthiest, most handsome where we are. In our thing. The smartest, the wisest is going to be where we are, man. And thou shalt not be beneath if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of, if thou shalt hearken unto the commandments of Yahawah thy power, which are commanded this day, to observe and to do them. And the proof that these heathen know that it ain't all equal is that they've always, and still now, are trying to make the name of Israel be no more in remembrance. Oh, but it's a Jew inwardly. But it's, mate, nah, man. Just let it go, man. You ain't a Jew. You're not a Jew. You're not an Israelite. We are. We are them. And the thing that's so mad about this world is that there's two group of people right now that claim to be Israelites, and only one group gets asked to prove their DNA. You know what I mean? The other group don't get asked to prove their DNA. The other group don't get told, oh, it's about being a Jew inwardly. They don't say it to them. They only say it to us. Isn't that ridiculous? Like, it's literally clear as day hypocrisy right in the open. And it's like everyone tries to not acknowledge this. We get, if when we say we're an Israelite, have you proved it with your DNA? Have you proved it with your DNA? But everyone's Israelite. If I'm 1% Israelite, then I'm an Israelite. If I'm even 0.01%, I'm an Israelite. Okay, if that's what you want to say it to them people over there. Nah, I don't want to. I don't feel like it. I'm only saying it to you. Oh, so you're a hypocrite then. Oh, so you're a oh, you're scared to say it to them, yeah? You cowards. Verse 14. And thou shalt not go aside from any of thy words, and thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I commanded this day to the right or to the left, to go after other gods to serve them. And in the kingdom, we're not going to go aside to any other anything, because it's going to be established that none of them things are real. That don't mean that no heathen might get demons on them and start to try and fake like there's some next thing out there. Oh, I was in the wilderness and I saw a tiger, and the way that tiger was eating that meat, I was like, man, yeah, that's got to be a god. And they might try and make some weird idol, and we're going to find it and root it out, man, every time. And remind y'all that we are the ones that have got the real God, the Israelites, man. And that if you want to worship any God, worship the real God that exists, Yahawah. All the other stuff that you people are coming with is not God. That's not a God. That's a tiger. That's not a God. That's a cow, mate. And you putting jewels on its neck and a diamond chain around its neck, that ain't made it not be a cow. That cow putting its hoof on your head as people line up, that's not blessing you. That's because you've trained it to do that, mate. You've trained that cow to kick people in the head when they bow down. That's not a God, mate. That's a cow. And if I take all them jewels off, right, that cow will be a beef burger in no time, mate. Don't start lying around here, man. That's not a God. That's a rat. Yeah? And all these rats running around this temple, pooing up the place, pooing in every corner and quarter of the temple. Them are not blessings that it's dropping. It's poo. You understand me? Like, you heathens are mate, you heathens are lost right now. And got the nerve you people have got to try and look your nose down at us, you know. The nerve of you people, man. The absolute audacity of you clowns to try and ever think you can try and open your mouth to us, man. I can't wait to see the look on you people's faces, man. And I'm not hoping to be no 2/3 or nothing like that, but even a 2/3, yeah, that was got to see the look of Esau's face in that, just as them ICBMs got shot off, and see the fear of him realizing that he's through. Even that Israelite's going to be smiling probably at that, man. Be like, yeah, I'm about to get gone over too, but getting to see your face looking scared like that is going to make this go a bit nicer. And I've heard them Israelites say that I'm going to be in the kingdom anyway, so I'll catch you on the flip side, man. We're going to be on the different sides of the table in that day. I tell you that, mate. You Edomites don't know, man. You don't know what's coming, man. You've got your plans and what you're thinking. Like, Esau is like a person that, he's getting ready to go in a boxing match, right? And he's just thinking about all the punches that he's going to throw on somebody. Oh, I'm going to hit him with a jab. Then I'm going to hit him with a right. I'm just going to go in the ring. He's going to be standing there. Yeah, he ain't going to do nothing back. I'm just going to hit him with a 1-2 with a double jab right hand and a left hook to the liver. And then when he bends his knee, I'm gonna hit him with a right uppercut to the jaw, and I'm just gonna keep papping him up, man. I'm gonna do him over. And then he gets into the ring, got all the it's kind of it's kind of like the Esau is kind of like the for anyone that's watched that boxing match, man. Mike Tyson against Hurricane Peter McNeely, man. You know what I mean? And Peter McNeely came rushing out in the first round, throwing wild hooks, man. You know what I mean? I think he was even unbeaten. He just came out throwing wild hooks. He really thought he was just going to take Mike Tyson's head off, was throwing wild, crazy hooks and that, was even cheating, throwing headbutts and all kind of stuff. And then Mike Tyson started throwing back. And then the look of shock on Peter McNeely's face was like, what? You ain't supposed to do that. I thought he was going to stand still and just let me. Fight ended in the first round and he got his head knocked off, man. Was getting all kind of uppercuts, straight rights. That's what Esau is going to end up experiencing, man. When he comes after the Israelites during the Jacob's trouble, he's thinking in his mind, yeah, we've got all of these things and we're going to just get, but there's going to come a time where Israelite might find out that Israelites became bulletproof out of nowhere. He's going to be like, humans ain't supposed to be able to do that. What's happening here? Did you just see that Israelite through a tank? What the hell is going on here? He shouted so loud that all the glass in the building just broke and all of our eardrums burst. He was saying that Kwam Yasha thing that they be saying, and he said some like Barakata and some Yahawah thing, some Yahawah thing or something like that. He said some Yahawah thing, and the next thing I know, all the lights went out, and like when they turned back on, his eyes were red, and he was just running around. He was so strong, we couldn't contain him. I don't know what happened there. I don't know what happened. Like we tried to get him, and the next thing I know, like he's just getting super strength out of nowhere. I don't know what happened. All I know is I'm scared. You people don't know, man. You even don't know. You don't know how far our imaginations go. And if our minds can think these things, Yahawah can perform them, man. Because who put the ideas in our head? Who put them thoughts in our mind? Leviticus chapter 26 and verse 27. And if you are not... No, that's not what I'm looking for, you know. That is not the place I was looking for. Isaiah chapter 26 and verse 40. And if they shall confess their iniquity and the iniquity of their fathers, which we are confessing that, we've been very wicked on this earth, man. I've been wicked in my lifetime, man. A real piece of garbage. Now, I'm not going to put that on nobody else. If they want to try and make it like they're keeping all of Yahweh's laws, that's up to you, bro. I haven't been. You understand? And I don't believe nobody else that's saying that they have. Our lifetimes that we've lived have not been righteous, man. Right? We've not been righteous. The 2/3, they're wicked and all that. Right? But guess what? The hopeful elect have did some of the same sins as the non-elect. The non-elect and the elect have both committed pretty much exactly the same sins. Only difference is Yahweh's deciding to show mercy on one and has not blinded one, so that they can understand that the mercy is available and the root of what the mercy is, which is Yahweh Shai. The others have been blinded to where they are seeking for salvation through other gods and with their zeal but not according to knowledge. Right? Verse 41. In fact, verse 40, if they shall confess their iniquity and the iniquity of their fathers with their trespass, which they have trespassed against me, we went off, we broke Yahweh's laws, we was going off, right? Going off, sinning up the place, man. That thou shalt also, and that also they have walked contrary unto me, and that also I have walked contrary unto them, because Yahweh ended up not doing the things that he would rather do for us, blessing us, right? He ended up cursing us instead, and I've brought them into the land of their enemies. If then their uncircumcised hearts shall be humbled, and they then accept of the punishment of their iniquity, then will I remember the covenant then will I remember my covenant with Jacob, and also my covenant with Isaac, and also my covenant with Abraham. Will I remember? And I will remember the land, right? The land, all of the Israelites. He's going to remember us, man. We're going to be blessed. We're going to be blessed, verse 44. And yet for all that, when they be in the land of their enemies, I will not cast them away, neither will I abhor them, to destroy them utterly in the time of Jacob's trouble, and to break my covenant with them. For I am Yahawah, their God. So what, all you people that are talking about, the old covenant, mate. Nah, man. We really read the Bible, you know. Like, you people are trying to think you can try and tell us anything. And you think you can try and read He's a Jew 1 inwardly. And Acts 10 and 34. And like you think that the 5 scriptures that you can read are just the ultimate solution to everything going on in the Bible. But if there's some parts that if we say to you, okay, read Ezekiel 35 now then, where it speaks about how the Israelites' inheritance is trying to be stolen from the Edomites. How does being a Jew inwardly working with that? They're not you trying to come with, oh, but they're not a Jew in, nah, it don't. You see how it don't work? You see how the scripts that you try and read to try and shut our doctrine down? Okay, what about if you read this prophecy though? Read Ezekiel 36 and tell me how that you're going to try and come with a Jew inwardly now. Where it's talking about the Edomites specifically, Idumea, stealing the land of Israel. How are you going to read a Jew inwardly on that? How's that fit? You see how it don't work? Verse 45, but I will for their sakes remember the covenant of their ancestors, and he's going to make a new one with us, which is going to allow us to be receiving the blessings, which is what this video has been about. But I have touched on some other things. But I will for their sakes remember the covenant of their ancestors, whom I brought forth out of the land of Egypt in the sight of the heathen, showing that even the old covenant weren't for everyone. Even the old one weren't, man. In the sight of the heathen, that I might be their God. I am Yahawah. And the mad thing is about the doctrine of Christianity, in order to make that work, they have to lie about things, man. They're lying about what certain things in the Bible mean. And they're trying to change nationalities. Somehow, they've got a problem when where it says Gentile, we say, oh, that's talking about Israelite. In certain parts of the Bible. But they'll say, where it says an Israelite, you know, or where it says Jew, that's talking about everyone. You know, like, you know what I mean? You know the hypocrisy with that. Just imagine, right? I don't know, man. I'm trying to think of an example. Imagine like you've did a test, a maths test or something like that, right? And it's got the maths test has got your name on it, and you got 100% grade. You got every single question right, and it's got your name on there. And they're like, someone comes over, oh, but everyone's John, John Tavers, or whatever your name would be, man. And I'm not saying that that's my name. Everyone's John Doe. At the end of the day, we're all John. We've all got a bit of John Doe in us at the end of the day. But then they find that there's something that they've got that's good for them, and they might have did an English test and it's got their name on there, and then you say, oh yeah, we're all Andy Ranger, but they're like, nah, we ain't all Andy Ranger. I'm Andy Ranger. Oh yeah, okay then, I'm John Doe. Nah, we're all John Doe, and that's what these people are trying to do. We're all Israelites when it comes to something that the Israelites are supposed to get, but we're not all anything when it comes to things that they're supposed to get in their world, man. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And they think that they've got the authority to make that decision, as if it's not Yahawah's covenant, as if it's not Yahawah's blessings, as if it's not Yahawah's word, as if it's not Yahawah's nations that he made. Yahawah made the nations. So you don't get to tell Yahawah that the nations that he made are now gone away with. You don't get to make that decision. Yahawah's going to decide whether there's a nation that's supposed to be gone away or not. And he has decided, and let's read it. Because I wasn't even planning on bringing this verse out, man. Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 18. There was absolutely no reason for this verse to get brought out in this lesson. But it's going to be brought out though. Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 18. And the house of Jacob will be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahawah has spoken it. Now, is there anywhere in the Bible where it speaks about the house of Israel being taken away out of the earth? No, there isn't, because Yahawah hasn't said that that's going to be the case. But he has said that all of Esau is going to be done away with. And he's going to make the decision when that happens, man. And if there's anyone that they're thinking, oh, but some of them Edomites are fine, and I want to still deal with them some more, so I'm going to try and lock some. No. When Yahawah says not no more any Edomites, then that's up to them. And if there's any brother out there that like, I'm never dealing with an Edomite woman ever in my life, okay, well, don't speak too soon, yeah? Because you're going to have 1,000 years still to decide whether you want to still stand on that decision. But after the 1,000 years is over, you're going to have to stand, the decision's going to have been made for you then. You know what I mean? If you decide that's what you want, that's up to you. That's going to be your choice. That's not going to be any of our business. That's not going to be anyone's business, man. In the kingdom, your business is going to be your business, and another brother's business is going to be his business, man. You know what I mean? Some other person might be like, I don't want to deal with Ammon ever. And they might stay with that. But then there might come one time where there's one person from Ammon that is been mixed with another nation, as in the father of that Ammonite, or the mother of that Ammonite is a different nation. And I'm like, whoa, she's beautiful, mate. I'm gonna have to change my mind about that Ammonite thing that I was talking about before. You know what I mean? And that's not gonna be considered a sin neither. Because every single Israelite wife that we have in the kingdom, are they all gonna look the same? Are they all just gonna be looking like I don't know, man. Who can I think, man? Angela Bassett. You know what I mean? No, they're not. Are they all gonna look like Whitney Houston or Kelly Rowland? No, they're not. They're gonna look several different ways, and they're gonna be Israelite women. Ain't gonna be no colorism in the kingdom. They're gonna be like, oh, they ain't Wesley Snipes shades, so they ain't black. That black stuff's gonna be done away with. Every single nation's gonna know what nationality they are in the kingdom. An Ishmaelite's gonna know that they're an Ishmaelite. A Moabite's gonna know they're a Moabite. A Philistine's gonna know they're a Philistine. A Cushite's gonna know what they are. The different Japhetic nations, they're gonna know who they are. There ain't gonna be no confusion. We ain't gonna lie to the heathen, man. This is the order. Follow it, and there ain't nothing gonna happen to you. Don't follow it. Well, we're gonna do what it do. Like, we ain't gonna need to lie about whether we're in charge in the kingdom. I'm not in charge. Nah, everyone's in charge. Everyone's in charge in the world. We're all equal. We ain't gonna be coming with no lies like that. What you on about? Everyone ain't gonna be equal. We're the best, and we're gonna be bold to say it too. We're gonna be like, we're the. And if you want to doubt us on that, we'll put it to the test. We're like, okay, you think you're equal with us? Watch this then. I'm about to fly up into the sky right now. See if you can follow me. Yeah, I'll fly into the sky. You see if you can do it. You see. I'm about to make a tsunami come right to the edge of the water and just hold it there. You think you can do that? No, you can't. I'm about to walk on water. Let's see if you can do this. You know what I mean? No, you can't do it. You can't compete with us, man. We're going to be blessed. And this is another one of the parts of there's many parts to the new covenant, man. Right? There's many parts to it. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 1, and it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of Yahawah thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments which are commanded this day, that Yahawah thy power will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. The Israelites are not going to be equal in the kingdom, just like how they're not equal now. Right now, the Israelites are the worst of all nations. We're the worst. We've been brought low, below everyone else. But in the kingdom, once we're under the new covenant, we're going to be blessed. We're going to be perfected. And there's so many other parts of the new covenant. And Lord will, I get to go into as many of them as I can think of, man. Because it's beautiful to talk about the new covenant, because that's our hope, man. And the new covenant comes with Yahawah Shai. Yahawah Shai is going to bring us under that. And on that, I'm going to say shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.